Hey everybody, welcome to the fifth draft for this week. I'm your host Hyde, and with me is Colton.
Hello, everybody. This is Colton, and today we're not doing this to annoy 1/5 of our fan base.
Not at all. Today we're going straight full ASMR.
That is just to fuck with somebody that hates ASMR, Matt. So, but yeah, no, I'm Colton, and this
Send your ASMR videos in, we'll send them straight to Matt.
straight to the Discord.
Join the Discord.
Yeah.
Link down below.
And we love you too, bot guy.
Yeah, obviously, unless you watched the last week's podcast within 2 minutes of it going live, less than a minute after last episode went up, we had a bot comment on our video saying, "Hey, great vid, want to be friends?" And then proceeded to post that same comment about 4 more times. So those comments are no longer there, and I have blocked that channel.
So you last week's episode we talked about as I'm going to have corrupted audio file. As we talked about last episode on Twitter, you posted and somebody was offering to do
Well, I was never directly messaged. However, someone liked the tweet, and the person that liked that tweet was a Twitter channel that tries to offer to sell making intros to channels.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, the skills.
Hey man, bots love our podcast apparently.
There's no monetary value that could be associated with them for it.
Yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm not paying them to do it. So.
So Hyde, as we do every week, what you been playing, if anything?
I mean, still getting some more World of Warcraft in there, trying to unlock flying in Battle for Azeroth, because we didn't do that when we first started playing it back when it first came out.
Yeah, and I'm less trying to unlock that and more trying to unlock different types of
You're going for that long boy.
Yeah, different type of mounts, which I would love to go for the long thick boy, but 5 million is kind of a lot to handle. So
yeah,
I don't really.
I mean, other than that, I going back to Resident Evil Remake, just
Okay.
For fun.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going after Fire Emblem still playing that every so often.
All right.
But yeah, I think video games for us this week has been a little bit.
Well, I mean, I've also been playing the occasional game of Town of Salem.
Nice. I think that might be a fun action.
It's fun, but I pretty much only get time to play it when I'm really tired or late at night when I'm really tired. So I don't pay super attention to it, or I get paired with either people that just don't pay attention at all or care way too much about the game.
Okay. Have you, other than those games or the games that we've been playing, have you been like watching any movies or doing any other things?
Not well. I mean, I started watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood again for like the 7th time.
Okay. I read the manga when it came out, or at least the first couple ones, and I really liked it, but I'm less into reading that stuff now and more into watching it.
Yeah, it's a good series.
Yeah, it is good.
Well, I guess because technically there are 2 separate Fullmetal Alchemist series that technically, while they start the same, have completely different storylines. They're both really good. In my opinion, Brotherhood is just overall better.
Yeah. The Brotherhood is just the anime?
Well, there's 2 separate animes. Brotherhood is based exclusively on the manga.
Yeah. Then
for the other series, the manga wasn't nearly done. So the person who wrote it just said, "Hey, you can do the show, just make up your own stuff." So they did.
Interesting. Sounds
and
good.
Some of the stuff is actually way better than in Brotherhood.
Okay. I'll have to give it a checkout. The show that I've been watching is the Lego Masters on Hulu. It's actually really good for a reality show that, since I don't really watch reality shows, they give the builders 12 hours, a theme, and then they just go build the stuff. And since it's Job from Arrested Development, he's
I can't think of his name.
He's the host, and he makes it really good.
Okay.
So I'd give it a check out if you like Legos, which I do. If you don't like Legos, it's still kind of one of those good shows that can be mind-numbingly stupid to watch because it's just a thing in the background. It's not really like it's that big of a deal. And then I already asked our Discord, the guys who were in there with us, this, but I'll ask you since you weren't in there. Do you think you will buy Animal Crossing, the new one, or have you watched any of the release videos?
I've never really touched an Animal Crossing game, but I really, really enjoyed Stardew Valley, so I'm on a maybe at that, but
so
I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay. So I have a friend that came to visit me and stayed with me for a weekend, and he was a hard no. He wasn't going to get it, and he got the GameCube version with me when we were younger, and he wasn't going to buy this Animal Crossing for the Switch, and he wasn't into it, and then he watched the Nintendo Direct, and after he watched it, he's like all in on it. And I was so far kind of the opposite, where I was like all in until I watched the Nintendo Direct. And then the first half of Nintendo Direct, I was not feeling it. And then the second half of Nintendo Direct, I was really enjoying it. It's less Stardew Valley where you have a farm and do all of that, but it's more like you can actually build the town and try to get people to move there, and there's a lot of different little things, but it's more of a relaxing game, and I think that's like 200% up my alley.
Okay. So I was wondering what the huge difference would be between this new one and the other ones.
Yeah, it looks like they're going more for like a vacation island feel that you eventually like set up and like build a town on. I think that's kind of the progression that they're going for. But I kind of watched a video about the guy who created Animal Crossing, and it was he was in a small country town in Japan, and then when he got hired for Nintendo to go develop video games, which was Star Fox, Yoshi's Island, and Kirby, I think. The third one is probably wrong. And basically, Animal Crossing is about his transition from the small town to going to a new place where he had no family and he had no friends, and it was all crazy. And that's why, like, when you come into Animal Crossing, there's no map, and you don't know any of the people, and you have to find your own way, and like you have to build yourself up from nothing. It's because it's like an homage to his life growing up in a small community and then venturing out on his own, and that's kind of where it comes from.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with it. I mean, again, I really like it. I realize that I'll suck that Nintendo dick dry. Fucking Christ, I like it pretty much.
Hold on.
No one else is gonna get the joke except 3 people.
Send in ASMR videos to the Fifth Draft Discord. Link down below.
So that's pretty much what I've been doing this week for news wise, and then obviously work. I didn't do anything for Mardi Gras. I live fairly close to where Mardi Gras is prevalent, and I didn't realize that where I live, it was such a big deal still. Did you end up doing anything for Mardi Gras?
No, I worked, and we had a bunch of punchkis at work that because I was the last one out the building, I just took the rest of them home. So I've got a bunch of punch skis in my apartment.
Nice. Are they the ones that are good a couple days after?
Well, I mean, I have low standards, so they're
Same.
only a little stale.
Fair. But a little stale is better than really stale, which they will be tomorrow.
They definitely will be tomorrow. So I'm gonna shovel a bunch in my mouth by the end of the night and wake up feeling like shit tomorrow.
Every day for me. All right. Well, let's get into the topic of today, and it's another little silly one. No lists, because fuck lists.
We've been doing too many of those lately.
Too many lists, and it's just a simple. Let's talk about some ridiculously dumb, in a good way, YouTube channels that we watch, and just maybe for people to enjoy or not enjoy.
Are we going for full channels or some individual videos as well?
I think let's just make it what we want. Let's just have a discussion around it, and we can decide how we like it. I think I'm just going to jump into the first one real quick because it's just a simple little quick hit that I talk about to hide in when we're just by ourselves talking. Leon Lush, he's just a silly guy that he's basically a commentator, and he brings up different funny things. Like his last video is on TikTok right now. There's a joke going around these two redneck lovers. So he does a 13-minute video making fun of them. One of his other videos is the anti-bullying task force, which he makes fun of the Z Nation, and it's this dad that directs his 4 sons in like rap videos, and they're like black belts. So he's that type of YouTube commentator. I don't know if you're into those videos or if you like to watch guys make fun of other people or like break down videos in like silly ways, but it's kind of like my thing.
I mean, have you ever seen Cody Co? He does stuff similar to that.
I love Cody Co. Cody Co.
I've only seen some Cody Co stuff. I have a friend that makes me watch it. Well, yeah. I enjoy watching it, not makes me watch it.
So Cody Co for me, I watched him before. I've watched him for years. He's probably like one of my longest followed people on YouTube, him and Philip DeFranco. Cody hasn't been on that long, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he blew up because of one of his like rap songs that he made. But Cody Co like became super, super famous in like the TikTok world because of a rap song.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So
like I didn't really discover Cody Co until last summer. Like I know he goes around and does like stand-up shows and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like goes on tour with his friend whose name I can't remember at the moment.
Oh, I follow him too. Give me 2 seconds. Noel Miller.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Noel claps back on people so hard. It's really funny.
He's a straight fucking savage. It's great.
Yeah, they're good. So it's just an honorable mention, and we don't have to talk about Leon too much. He's like a guy that I'll watch his videos or not. They're just a silly little thing. But yeah.
Well, so I wasn't really gonna bring this one up, but we were talking about not Harvest Moon. We were talking about Animal Crossing earlier, which made me think about this channel that I haven't watched in a while. Is this animator on here named Hot Diggity Demon? That's his channel. He just Hot Diggity Demon. He makes some weird ass animations. One of my favorite ones from him is about Animal Crossing.
Is it?
Yeah. It's pretty fucking funny. We're gonna have links for all these channels and or videos down below. But it's essentially the mayor takes off to go be in Super Smash Brothers, and he comes back to the town in a bit of a pickle. I'll leave it at that.
All right.
But he's got a bunch of really cool animations on there. There's one about Mario and Luigi. I forget what it's called. And then there's another one that's a original thing called the Northern Incident.
accident.
It's really interesting. I'll link it all down below.
No, I'm excited. This
Yeah.
is where I'm hoping just other people can get good videos.
Yeah.
I do enjoy some good animated videos, especially with silly stories. Which
He's also really good, and he does well for a little bit. He did and like you know how people like animate bits from podcasts and shit. He was doing animation for the Mega 64 podcast and did some of their stories.
oh, nice.
Yeah, and they're like officially hosted by the Mega 64 channel, if I remember right, or they sponsored him to do it,
Okay.
if I remember right.
I mean, I'm sure. I don't really know either of those channels, so but that's pretty sweet. I think this channel you've seen. I post their videos all the time in the Discord, link below. But God, we're fucking stroking that one hard. But Flash Skits. If you haven't seen Flash Skits, Flash Skits are the fucking best.
Have you seen all the Joe Rogan videos? Or
yes.
Not Joe Rogan, it was Conor McGregor videos.
Yeah, whatever happened to crazy Conor McGregor? Dude, the Joe
Give
Rogan.
Me that.
But they're just like so good. Not only that, but their thumbnails are not what the video is. So every time I click it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. And then you're like, that's not what happened in the video.
I gotta say how the third Conor McGregor one ended was not what I was expecting at all. It caught me off guard.
I honestly don't remember.
Oh, looks like you're gonna have to rewatch it.
Oh, darn. I also like, God, there's so many of them that I like. It looks like oh man. I think their Kratos one got removed.
It may have, but I haven't checked in a while. Let me...
Nope, it's still there. Kratos versus Elsa. God.
I don't remember how that one went. I'm gonna have to check it later. Because like some of these are fucking great. I just don't remember like how they go sometimes.
And remember Flash Skits, the furry apocalypse? Oh my God, there's so many good ones. But they're also the people who created the Console Wars video. That was like a 3-part episode of the consoles at sea, and each of them are doing different things to get their minions to row better. So like
they're trying to win the console wars.
Yeah, so and then the PC guy comes. He's like, I am the great PC. And then like the bigger, better PC comes. It's just like the next year's version.
That being said, my favorite video by them is the Skeletor one, which isn't like the drawn one. It's like them doing the fucking robot chicken style.
Oh, Skeletor. Okay. Yeah,
I think that one's the best.
God, they're so good. And I feel bad for them because they're clearly so talented and they just can't get enough funding going to keep their channel like constantly going.
Well, I mean, they have some pretty like edgy shit on here.
God,
it's
yes, they
not
do.
Super surprising that they can't stay monetized.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They're so good though.
The Rest in Peace Fortnite video was the first one I saw, and I've just been following them since, watching all the making of, and every one of them after that's just been like, let's see how long we're monetized for. Yeah. And the Furry Apocalypse one was monetized for about an hour.
Oh Lord. But yeah, so that's that one for me.
Then let's see.
I can do another one because I think I've got more than you.
You might go ahead. I'll see if I remember some of them.
So it's just a quick one. It's Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report, the reason that I like them, they're more of a sports organization, but they do the Champions League animated series, which is they pretend that all of the people that are in soccer's Europeans Champions League are staying at the same mansion, and it's like every year the shenanigans that they get into, and it's really funny because they play off of what's happening in the real world in their cartoon, and they do it once after that round of games are done. The next episode comes out and they like tie in what happened and the drama from that, And in the same way, they also have one called Gridiron Heights, which comes out every Tuesday after the NFL game, and they make fun of the NFL players. So that's just another one that I really, really enjoy.
Well, since we're into animation stuff a little bit, you ever heard of a channel called Sam Onella?
I have not.
It's kind of educational, but mostly for comedy. He just talks about he talks about a bunch of different topics, but lately it's mostly been history, and he just talks about stuff like hold on, it's one of them is the unluckiest ship in World War II. There's also the hungriest man ever born. That one is a story and a half. I highly recommend the.
They're all animated?
It's like partially. It's mostly stick figures with a little bit of animation.
And he's like telling stories with them?
Yeah, no, it's great. Let's see. He has a video talking about animals that have been sent to space. Let's see. Times when mass hysteria gripped the world. Like, have you ever heard of the dancing plague back in the whenever the fuck it happened? I don't know, 1400s?
No, I haven't. People had to dance?
It was like a weird thing where like a couple villages in medieval Germany, people just started dancing. And like they couldn't stop. Like they legitimately could not stop until they passed out from exhaustion or just straight fucking died.
Huh.
This is a real thing.
Weird. That's cool. That's cool. That's a cool channel to definitely like historical animation.
Yeah. But he mostly uses it as a method to tell jokes.
Fair.
So I'll link those three: the Hungriest Man, the Mass Hysteria, and the Unlucky Ship specifically. I'll link those.
Okay. Which this guy that I like watching also ties into that because he's a DM master. And it's Puffin Forest. I don't know if you've ever.
Oh yeah, I know Puffin Forest.
Yeah. So then, if for those who don't, he's a dungeon master for Dungeons and Dragons and does a bunch of different stuff. But he also does, and his animations have gotten better. Does his stories that the people he's playing with has done, and then draws them, and then they're really, really funny. That we don't really need to talk about him too much because you just need to watch his videos.
Yeah. I mean, like, when I was getting ready to start GMing for my current D&D campaign, Matt Colville, and a channel called, XP to Level 3, were the, main three sources I went to for inspiration for shit.
Okay. He's definitely one of the best for sources.
Oh my god, I just remembered a channel. So, this channel's been dead for, like, almost 10 years now. I miss it so goddamn much. So the name of the channel is 95 Camry for Life, but that's not the name of like the show he used to do on his channel.
Mm-hmm.
The show he used to do was called the Thin Wall Challenge, where like his neighbors across like his bedroom wall in his apartment complex would have sex all the time and he couldn't sleep. So he just started doing challenges to see if he could beat the challenge before they finished. And he just started recording it, posting it on YouTube. Fucking phenomenal. I miss it so goddamn much.
That's pretty good.
I think he got kicked out of the apartment, so that's why it stopped.
He did?
I believe so, yeah. Because some of these challenges got loud, and he got noise complaints for doing the challenges.
That's pretty funny. That's really good. I enjoy that. I'll have to definitely check him out.
I'll post one of the challenges. I'm sure there's a playlist. I'll just link the playlist.
Okay. The next one that I have is Urinating Tree, which isn't what it sounds. What? Yeah, it's not what the channel isn't what it sounds like. So this guy, he basically reviews like football. Every once a week he reviews the past week. He reviews the NHL year review and then the preview for the next season. He does like a This Week's in Sports Bowl for the MLB free agency. He makes fun of like the worst teams in the NFL, and he like dissects how long they've been bad, and he's just a massive troll, and it is so good. His videos are just hilarious. So like one of them he has is the Cleveland Browns, the professional lol cows of the NFL. So it's not much we have to talk about, but it's something that if you enjoy somebody who clearly is a good writer and speaker, shit talk people in sports, he's somebody to check out.
Oh man. Fuck, I literally just had one ready to go, but I forgot what it was.
And I got another one for you then. So
yeah, go for it.
I've got so many. I watched, this one is another one that's just really quick. It's called Off the Ranch. And the reason... Off the Ranch?
Is this the dude who runs Demolition Ranch?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so,
I know that channel.
Yeah, so he's really cool. But the reason I've gotten into his stuff isn't because of Demolition Ranch. It's because his second channel, which is Off the Ranch, is him building an abandoned mansion. And he's on part 18, and they bought a mansion in Austin, Texas. Or I believe it's Austin. He says it's Austin, Texas. So it's in Austin, Texas. And it's literally from them purchasing the mansion to inevitably when they finish. And it's still within the series. And it's just really cool for me as somebody who's getting older and wants to buy a house, obviously it's not going to happen anytime soon. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I would like to buy a larger house and then redo it myself or build my own house, which none of that will ever happen because I'm fucking dumb. But it's cool to see somebody literally go step by step on how they do it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have his Demolition Ranch channel followed. I haven't really watched too much of his Off the Ranch videos.
I mean, they're very slow. It's not like they're... It's definitely a playing while another video is playing type situation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do pretty much the exact same stuff, but with varying videos. For example, I actually sent someone a video from this channel lately, unless you want to say anything else about Off the Ranch.
No, go for it.
All right. Have you seen Down the Rabbit Hole series by Frederick Knudsen?
I have not.
He's like a dude who just does documentaries. He just talks about like weird shit on the internet that's happened. Like, have you ever heard of the Sonichu dude?
Sounds familiar.
It's this
Is that the fan fiction of Sonic the Hedgehog?
Well, a Sonic the Hedgehog OC where it's Sonic and Pikachu as a single thing, but it's more about the person who created it, which is an interesting story. He's got a bunch of really interesting documentaries on here. Like, there's that one. There's Temple OS, which is a really interesting one. He also has a 45-minute documentary about furries, which is actually really interesting. And I guess a bunch of like furry communities like gave him awards for like actually super unbiased furry documentary. It still doesn't show them in a great light, but they're like, wow, that was actually pretty accurate. Good for him.
Yeah, people now know we're pieces of shit in a good way.
Dude, there's definitely a lot of kind of gross shit going on in there.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of, not all of it is internet stuff. Like, there's the Mouse Utopia experiment, and then there's also the Collier brothers, like the world's ultimate hoarders.
Interesting.
There's just a bunch of interesting shit on there. I recommend checking it out if you have a long time and just want to listen to something interesting.
I mean, yeah, that's right now. That book that we talked about last week is kind of what I'm filling my free time with. But yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, though, we both watch Internet Historian.
Yes.
You remember? You know how on his other channel he does fan fiction readings?
Yes, so good.
Well, the Sonic the Hedgehog one?
Yes.
Sonic was voiced by Frederick Knudsen, this guy.
Okay, that's okay.
They're friends, like a Internet Historian and someone else also were doing like a if they were to write the last season of Game of Thrones, and Frederick Knudsen was in that too.
Yeah. No, that's good. Obviously, I thought you were going to say a different person's name. We're not going to talk about him because we both love him. Some of my gamer tags are after him. We comment about him all the time. Internet comment etiquette or cometiquette, however you want to say it.
Big money, Salvia.
Yeah. To me, he is the best on YouTube. It does not get better.
Probably is the best YouTuber on the fucking website.
Um,
He still doesn't have 1 million subscribers yet.
He's ridiculous. Like, I remember being at someone's apartment. I'm pretty sure I was high, but we were there and we were fucking chilling, and they just put on Big Money, and I laughed my ass off, and I've been watching it ever since. Which is crazy that you watched it and I watched it, and we didn't know we watched it for the longest time.
Well, like when you messaged me about it was like a week or two after I'd found Internet Comment Etiquette.
Oh, really?
Like I had just found him, I think.
God, he's so good.
Well, if I remember right, there's like a documentary about Salvia or something that he's in.
Really?
Because of his old channel of doing stuff while on Salvia.
Oh God.
Hence the name Big Money Salvia.
Big Money Salvia. Yeah, that would make sense. He is literally my favorite on YouTube though. But the next 3 that I have are my top 3 YouTube channels that everybody should watch. Just because of who they are. Any episode that comes out, I will watch the next episode. So the first one is Max Mofo Pokemon. So it's Maximilian Mofo. I'm sure you know who that is, right?
Yeah.
So it's his channel where he opens up Pokemon cards / collectibles. And he takes it to an extreme, and he opens up a bunch of like random things. I don't know why I enjoy these videos. Maybe I'm dumb or I'm a child, but he's really funny, and like he's in the same type of predicament where he has neighbors and he is screaming, and I do not know how he hasn't been evicted yet. But that's somebody that I think, if you enjoy this type of stuff, check out.
Yeah.
Do you have another one, or do you want me to go?
Well, I got a couple I could go with because I just realized that like past like year or two, all I've been watching on a good half of what I've been watching on YouTube is actually educational shit, or like somehow in the vein of educational.
Yeah.
Like let's see, because I watch a channel. Well, it's technically 2 channels. There's Alternate History Hub and the Knowledge Hub.
Mm-hmm.
Alternate History Hub is just history shit, but the Knowledge Hub used to be about like history also, but lately they've shifted to being about like
aliens, like the History Channel.
There's one video specifically that was very recent that was interesting to watch. They've taken a weird turn. Hold on. It's like they did a video recently about Apple as a company, but let me see if I can remember which fucking video it is.
Well, while you're
do you know about a cartoon called Flapjack?
Sounds super familiar.
Really dumb cartoon about a pirate kid and this pirate captain trying to get candy all the time.
I know, that makes it less familiar.
Well, it was a really dumb cartoon, but they did a video pretending that cartoon was continued in that very recent movie with Willem Dafoe and the guy who played the vampire in Twilight. This really weird artsy film that was very recent, The Lighthouse.
Okay. And they did like a documentary on that?
He did a documentary about it pretending that they were the same thing. And they're very much not the same thing. Like, this whole fucking channel's kind of gone off the fucking deep end. Oh, it's a video about Jimmy Neutron, I think.
Okay.
But like the whole, like I'll link the Jimmy Neutron and that Flapjack video. It's fucking
something else.
It's fucking weird. Man. This educational channel took a fucking weird turn.
Interesting. That's pretty cool. I mean, I do like educational stuff, and I get a lot of my, I would hope to say, unbiased world views from YouTube.
Right.
But I mean, at the end of the day, what's unbiased or not? This channel that obviously is not that I'm about to post. It's not the expert. The reason that I like him is he's doing he's on episode 45 of the one I've been watching, and he plays NCAA 15 or not 15, 12 or something like that. I'm not sure which game it is. Let me. Now I'm just gonna ruin the video with sound. NCAA 14, and it's like his dynasty season, and he films it, and then like he does post each game as a video, and he commentates as he plays the game. It's so silly and stupid, but it's also very well done, where you're like following this team that's the worst in the NCAA to supposedly the best or whatnot, but it's just kind of a cool little journey thing. It's silly, but I like it.
All right.
And then,
good.
No. Yeah, if you've got one more, if you have another one, I have one more, and this is literally the best one.
I got a couple.
Go for it.
So, like, again, the educational kind of things. Oh, hold on. Because there's one I used to watch all the time that they stopped doing. It was really cool. It's called it was run by PBS. It's the PBS Idea channel. Mm-hmm. It was run by a guy named I looked up his name like the other day. Anyway, I'm sure I'll remember it in a few minutes, but it was literally just like hey, here's an idea. And then he'd give an idea, and he'd give them like supporting evidence for it, and it'd be like, hey, what do you guys think? And then the next episode, he'd read comments about that idea and be like, okay, some people agree with me, some people have other takes on it. Like, it was all mostly philosophy, but it was really interesting. It was really cool.
That's an interesting idea, where you decide to like interact with the comments that way. I kind of like it.
And I just remembered his name without looking it up. I was about to, but I didn't yet. Mike Rugnetta. Nice. But it was a really cool series. And he also coined a very interesting way to, the letters GIF for the moving picture format. How do you say that? We're going to start this argument right now in the middle of our podcast.
I guess GIF.
Okay, I also say GIF.
Some people say Jeff, right?
Right. So to avoid the argument, he started calling him Jifes. just to intentionally avoid that argument. And he went pretty much the entire fucking lifetime of that channel doing that without skipping a beat.
So did he so this is interesting in the context of these larger channel, or maybe not larger channels, of channels.
I mean, it was run by PBS, so I think a larger channel would be adequate.
Does it just end, or does he like say like, hey, this is the last episode?
There's like 5 episodes saying like, hey, we're ending it. Oh, no, there's 6 ones. It's like the last 3 episodes are specifically like comment responses of like answering and responding to comments in the last couple of videos.
Okay.
Let's see. It looks like they stopped about 2 years ago, maybe 3.
See, and that like that's crazy to think about to me as just like a discussion topic of, if this is your life, if you're not PewDiePie or like the Pauls or people who are making a lot of money on YouTube. Like, we've talked about this personally between you and I. Like, I have a friend that has over 1 million followers on YouTube. And like,
it was crazy to find out that you knew him, because I'd seen his videos before.
And like, we made fun of him growing up, and if he sees this, like, that's fine. I mean, he never will. I don't post this anywhere, but like, I remember specifically going out to him and like joking how he wasn't going to make money on YouTube. And this was when YouTube was first starting or first becoming big. And then he finally was like, oh no, I made like a little bit. And then like, oh, I made a little bit more. And then now he's like, I'm pretty sure that's his job is YouTube. And I'm pretty sure he has a house because of it.
I mean, I could pull him up real quick, see what his follower count's at right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, so it's really cool, but it's also one of those things where, am I not talking about? No. Okay. I wasn't blinking for a second. Okay.
He's at 1.5 million subscribers at the moment.
Which is crazy. That is nuts to me that he's got that, but whatever. Good for him. He does make some good content. So I'm not going to say anything against that. I enjoy his
like
videos.
One video specifically that he put out recently that I watched. I was like, wow, that was really interesting to see.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I understand that there is a market for that and it's fantastic for him. Where the comments that I'm making, I'm going more towards is, say you get sick of this life, and in reality, Hyde or I don't really know how much money you can make from YouTube. We assume it could be a fairly good amount. I mean, I would assume that you assume that too. But like, what happens if you're in a situation where you just don't want to do that anymore? Are you like... I mean,
that's a huge issue on YouTube right now.
Yeah. I mean, but...
like a bunch of people getting burnt out from doing it.
But I mean, the only real way to keep making money is like, we have jobs. We've had jobs that are shitty, jobs that we don't like, jobs that we can just go to and turn our brain off and work it, where they can't do that. Because you literally, if you don't do that, then you're not making money. And if you're not making money, who really knows what could happen? It's just something to think about, where it's just like, man, like, what do they do?
There's I watch that group Achievement Hunter I talk about a lot. They definitely just have the mantra of, if it's content, and just sort of film pretty much everything. And if it's funny, they just post it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, though, they started a ghost hunting show, which is really funny. So far, they've maybe run into one ghost that I'm aware of. I haven't seen any of the new season.
Maybe one ghost.
One of them got scratched on his back. The guy who got scratched is a skeptic, so he doesn't know what caused it. He isn't willing to say it's a ghost, but he doesn't know. And he swears up and down it's like not fake. And they like talk about it on like, at the end of the season, they did a podcast. They talked about it, where a bunch of the crew wanted to walk off the set because of it. They were so freaked out. So the guy who's directing is like, fuck you. If you're afraid, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to do your job for you. And started yelling at people. We were here looking for a ghost. We found a fucking ghost. You want to leave? Fuck you.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah, they have a little animated bit from that podcast talking about it. I'll link that too.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. They're the same people. Achievement Hunter is the same group of people that do, what's it called? The Kind of Funny games that I watch, right?
They're partnered with Kind of Funny. They're part of the Let's Play family.
Okay, perfect. Because I believe in Kind of Funny, they were talking about the Ghost Hunter show.
I know, because the first season was exclusively Achievement Hunter. I think this second season they're branching out and bringing other groups in.
Okay.
Kind of Funny might be in an episode. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think it was. It was kind of more like an offhanded, like, didn't you guys hunt ghosts?
Yeah.
Which is actually really funny if you think about it. But yeah, so that is, if we're wrapping up with that, I'm going to give my last channel, which is the whole reason that I thought about having this topic. And it's JL's Marble Runs.
The Marble Olympics.
And he is the man that created the Marble Olympics. And if you've never seen the Marble Olympics, it is exactly what you think it is. It is a dude that since, I think, 2016, 2016, he has not only teams that are different colors and all of these things, but they run Olympic events and then they get points based off of the events. And I implore you to just watch a little bit of this. He does qualifiers. It's insane. And then the fucking value that he puts in to these videos are so crazy. So the first time I watched one of these was, I think, 3 years ago, on Soda Poppin's channel on Twitch. And he had the entire Twitch chat betting on like who they wanted to win and all this stuff, because there's like 16 different colors for the Olympics, and then obviously the qualifiers, they knock out other ones. And the reason that I started following him this week is because he's started a new thing that's not the Marble Olympics. It's called Marbula One, which is making fun of Formula One. Yeah. And so now he's making racetracks that are like Formula One. And then each of the teams have their own home track and they get the points, just the same thing. He's got all these intro graphics and it's crazy. Like, it's each country or marble country or whatever. So for instance, one of the ones that is like the most popular is they're orange and they're called the O-Rangers. There's the Cat's Eyes. There's the Ducks. So like there's a bunch of different teams. There's a lot of different like color teams that, because they're marbles. And whatever country or whatever hosts the event based off of what their color is and what their team name is, he like tries to incorporate that into the events that they do. So the newest one was like water, so they did a bunch of like underwater events with the marbles and stuff. It sounds really stupid, and I understand that.
I heard he's also gotten on ESPN 8 for some of this shit. Is that true, or
maybe? He became so popular that the Olympics actually tried to tell him to stop using Olympics.
Jesus.
So like it's fairly it's so good. It sounds so stupid to say that, but it's so fucking good.
I mean, I've seen like 2 of these videos, and it was interesting to watch. I was like, Jesus Christ, so much effort went into this fucking series.
Well, and so like he's got Twitter accounts for each of the teams, and then in the stands, he's got like the marbles there as like fans of the marbles. So I
saw that.
Yeah, and so like, but he also does like little things for the stands. Like if there's a home team, that team will have more marbles, or if different teams are like doing better in the events, they'll like gain more fans, so they'll have a bigger fan section. The production value is insane for a marble channel.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just a silly little thing, but I would tell people to check it out just because, oh man, it's so ridiculous. It's just so good. But that's all of the channels that I have.
Yeah. I don't think I have any more channels to talk. Oh, actually no, I take it back. Have you ever heard of Coyote Peterson?
I have not.
He's an American who's trying to do like the Crocodile Hunter Steve Irwin type deal.
Okay.
His YouTube channel is called Brave Wilderness. Have you ever heard of the it's the Schmidt Pain Index?
No.
It's the scale for how painful like certain insect bites and stings are.
Mm-hmm.
He ran the gauntlet of the top 5 most painful stings.
Okay.
It's interesting.
That are poison or that aren't?
That aren't poisonous. It's just how painful they are.
Okay.
So he does a velvet ant, he does the tarantula hawk, and he does a bullet ant.
That's 4.
And I don't remember what the other ones are.
Okay.
Well, then he's also like, he has been bitten by something venomous. It was a Gila lizard. He said that was probably the worst experience of his fucking life. Because it's not lethal, but like, it fucking hurts. And he had to like just sit it out for like a day till it passed through his system. Yeah. But I mean, he's been bit by like a baby alligator intentionally. Like he intentionally gets hurt by animals to combination show you like if you're doing this, this is what's going to happen, and also to like he also likes to take those moments to teach you how to do first aid on those types of wounds.
Okay.
So it's interesting, but if you if the concept of watching someone get stung or bit freaks you out, maybe don't.
I don't. Weird things make me feel nauseous. So I don't know how I feel. But that is something that I'll definitely have to check out.
Yeah. Like, let's see, the last. Actually, now that I think about it, he hasn't done any videos lately of him like actually getting attacked by something.
Hmm.
But like, all his top videos are of him being like getting the bullet ant, or the tarantula hawk, or the velvet ant.
Velvet ant.
Like,
what a name of a terrible sting.
well, its second name is the cow killer. So
Really?
yeah, that's another name for it.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's something that I would enjoy watching at least for a little bit, if not just seeing what that's like. I don't really have any other videos.
I don't have any that's springing to mind right now, so
I think that's a pretty good place to stop.
yeah, we'll call it there. I guess you could check out our Twitter and check out our Discord. Make sure to join the Discord.
The Discord.
Send some sweet videos our way. Yeah.
The Discord. All right.
We need your ASMR.
Wow.
So we'll catch you next time. I'm Hyde.
And I'm Colton.
We'll see you next time.